I'm Andrew Jenkinson, the Caravan Expert, and welcome to my Caravan channel. Hello and welcome to a new video. I'm today reviewing the Swift Challenger X, and this is a Tourer a shade under 30k. In fact, this comes out I think at 29,480 as it stands here now. Now the 835 is the very preferred layout at the moment. It's a twin axle and it comes with the front lounge, side kitchen and the bathroom amidships, and then an end separate bedroom with a fixed bed, of course. So does the Challenger X cut it? Well, on styling on the exterior, Swift are still, as far as I'm concerned, are still number one. They produce a very stylish Tourer, and this, the Challenger X, comes with things like barbecue point, mains exterior socket, and also a wet locker too. Plus, of course, it's got ATC and GRP sides, keeping your investment safe. Anyway, let's go and have a look inside and let's see what we think. Is it really worth the price on the window? Right, I'm in the front lounge. I'm actually starting here on the floor. The Challenger X obviously stands for the extra width, so it's 8 foot wide. So of course you get a bit more room, obviously, for when you're sat here at the lounge. There's an alarm point there, and a massive big drawers here, another drawer inside there. Plus, as well, of course, you have the usual table. And the bed system, they don't use slats, and I'm quite happy about this. They actually use this system where it actually pulls out. So you lift this up, and that pulls out. As we reveal a bit of storage there, and that pulls out, and this is your bed base, which is far better. The only thing is, I just think that feels a bit sort of roughly finished. Actually, I mean, I don't expect anything carved or anything, but I do expect it to be a little bit better finished than that. You know. Anyway, let's not worry about that at the moment. It is hidden by these flats, but all the same, we are paying £30,000. Now, let myself get up. We've got USB points here, main socket there. Again, I'd like to see another main socket here as well. I think that's a little bit stingy, not having two main sockets there. And also you have the sunroof. Now the sunroof is what Swift started off doing. They were on the first along with Coachman. But it should be, you know, for 8 foot wide, I'd like to see that wider, to be quite honest, because it just feels a bit cheated that you don't get all that much extra rooming over the conventional Challenger X. Let me get my teeth in. Over the conventional Challenger. Great storage up here, good roof locker storage, and also the sergeant for the solar panel, control panel there, and of course you've got your little lockers here which are handy. A bit of a shelf here, of course. Gone are the days where you used to get a clock. That's a rather shame. I know it's old fashioned, but I still like a good old clock here in the middle. LED spots, and of course Swift's upholstery, which is pretty comfortable, quite firm but comfortable. Of course you've got access locker lids here, flap should I say, to get under the bed without disturbing everything else. And really, zooming around, that's it. You get a high roof vent up here as well, and of course your radio is up here by the control panel, and your Aldi heating of course. So that's the lounge area, spacious, makes a nice big double bed there. Let's go into the kitchen. Well, you get a decent sized sink here, stainless steel, splashback here that I presume still lights up. I can't remember now if it still does, I have to check that. Also you've got your plug sockets there, you've got two, which they'll be okay I suppose, be enough there. Dual fuel hob of course, Thetford full oven, good storage, good cupboard storage, and of course the baskets here. And of course the drainers in there as well. And I've said to you before, I will just forgive me on the lighting because it really is up and down at the moment. Also, now you don't get a lot of worktop here, but Swift have added this fold-up flap, which does help out a lot. And of course you've got a bit here, but it is only a fraction of worktop, and you've got some more plug sockets because of course your TV will go here, and that's where you'll stick your TV on its stand there. There's also a little cubby hole up there which, well, looks a little bit of an afterthought, but anyway. Kitchen wise, good storage, utensils not massively, but there's enough there. Microwave of course, LED down lighting, another roof vent there, although I'd like to have seen a air extractor there at this money. And of course you do get the Dometic fridge freezer slimline, which looks really good. More storage above and an LED light above that. So that's your kitchen area, plenty of room, people to move around, brilliant. Okay, what else can we say about the kitchen area? We said about the microwave, general storage for your crock. We mentioned the LED light, so let's go into the bathroom area. Now, this is pretty impressive because it feels very big inside here, and of course you get a Thetford cassette loo, and you get a side window, plus you get some storage up here as well, and a very large mirror. And this sink, now they've been using this sink now a long time. I know they've been using that sink probably since around about 2010, 2011 at least. And I think Swift, get yourself a new one, it's starting to look dated. More storage under there. As I say, plenty of room around here, no problem at all. And you've got the Aldi radiator here. Now, again, it would have been good to have had the chrome one in here, I think. Again, we're talking £30,000, so, you know, me, Mr. Meanie, or Mr. Value, like to have value for my money. Shower room, shower cubicle, should I say, is fine. So it slides off there. And it's neatly finished off, it's nicely moulded out plastic. Plus in here you've got the more storage and also your Aldi heating system. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I've no real major qualms here at all, but as I say, that chrome rail would have been better. But it's very spacious, and yeah, that looks really good. You're not gonna feel claustrophobic in here at all. So I'm going to go in that end bedroom now and see what that's all about. Right, transverse bed. This has become fashionable now to have the transverse bed like this. I personally prefer it like this than an island bed, to be quite honest. It just feels more homely. It feels more like a static van to me when it's like this. Anyway, enough of that. Vents there for the heating, and of course a side window. but there's nothing above here at all. There's no real shelf at all. Let's have a look. There's nothing, and I think a shelf would have been good there. You've got that corner unit there, but it isn't overly big. And you've got some mirror, and you've got some more power sockets above. Again, I think I went about this about the Elegance. I'm not keen on this sort of thing. It just doesn't, I don't know. To me, it just looks a bit like an afterthought. I don't know. I can see what they're trying to do, but come on, a nice pair of curtains in there wouldn't have gone amiss, really. And it's the same on that back window. That just, I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. But hey, people probably may like it. I don't know, but I would have definitely a curtain across there with a pole on there and that. As I said before, storage here, not a lot. A little bit there. I mean, it's very minimal. Plug sockets above, some LED lights in there above there, and of course your double bed. And of course you don't have to pull it out because of course of the width, and a nice big headboard there. And of course you've got the duvet, which is Swift's own standard brand that they use. It's exclusive to Swift and is very, very comfortable, and is made in good old Yorkshire, I think. And you'll have seen on Dragon's Den some years ago, and they've been quite successful since, and good on them. Right, now then, let's get on back to the Swift. More storage above there, some LED lighting. We've got a mini high key up the top there, but I think really, even if they put a midi high key in, it wouldn't have been so bad. I think that's a bit stingy on a tour of this price. Obviously you've got storage underneath the bed. You've got your wardrobes here, another power point there. So, you know, your wardrobes are pretty much the same, and you've got your little shelf there. But now, it feels quite small in here. It does, you know, it doesn't feel very big. But having said that, it does feel quite cosy too. Okay, well, let's have a quick summary. Oh, before I fall over and break my leg. Well, what do I think of the Challenger X? Well, for a shade under £30,000, it's a lot of money. You get a lot of kit on the van, you get extra width, and you get a fair amount of luxury touches. But you can see that the Challenger is pretty much up against it in lots of ways, because you've got the Eldest Crusader. Okay, it's 7'6" on its width, but at the end of the day, it does feel a very smart and a very spacious tourer as well. But the Challengers, well, Challengers have been around since 1985. That's when they were launched, that model year. And to be quite honest, Challengers ruled the roost for years to come, and they really did storm. And I think Challengers still have that appeal, there's no doubt about it. Plenty of caravans know the Challenger name, but I don't know if it's just in need of a major revamp inside. The exterior is fantastic. I think it's still one of the coolest tourers on the road, and I think Swift are masters at that. I'd like to see a bigger sunroof as well for 2022, whether I doubt it. But on the Challenger X, you do get extra space, you do get that large washroom. That's brilliant. You can change in there, no problem at all. The end bedroom just does feel a little bit, well, slightly enclosed, and I would get rid of those padding around the window. I just think that looks a little bit, yeah. My personal choice, I wouldn't like that at all. I think they'd be far better with a curtain, on a pole curtain. I think it would look better. Comfort wise, I think it'd be fine. Good storage generally, lots of kitchen storage. Kitchen worktop, not the best, but then again with the extended top there, it does help out greatly. And for 29,480 as it stands, it is a lot of money, but you're also getting a lot of tourer. And you've got that GRP sidewalls as well, and GRP roof, you've got solar panel and lots of other things. So really, it still does what it's supposed to do. That's add a lot of kit for the cash. But I just do think that it could just do now with possibly a new locker design. inside. I think it just needs a bit of a lift. And I think that's just where, if they're not careful, they're going to just start to get left behind. And Swift have cut down a lot of their ranges. I'd like to see the Abbey name back. I think there's room for it. And even the Europa name back. I think 2 new ranges to give people more choice would be good. And it'd be good to see a real budget range, not based on a Sprite, but a brand new range of Tourers. New shape, new profile. Because a lot of people I've spoken to over the weeks have literally been asking about lightweight Tourers, and the only real ones available is the LDS 304 and Tourers like the Weinsberg and the Explorers. And I think you really need to, well, I think that part of the market will open up quite dramatically over the next 12 months or so, because people haven't got the cars to tow. They're towing with hybrid cars, and the dreaded electric car is looming on that horizon. And you know, the caravan manufacturers and the car manufacturers need to get together and talk what they're going to do, because at the moment electric car is pretty much useless for towing. So anyway, enough of the gripe over there. The 835 is a nice van. It's one to put in your list. There are others available, and Swift, I think, a little bit more up against it for 2021. But here's hoping that 2022 there'll be some major changes to the Swift range, as I've already mentioned. Anyway, at the moment, please do keep watching, please keep subscribing, and I'll keep you up to date on any more book news that's coming through, which is quite a bit to come through. New motorhome book to be published end of June, beginning of July this year. So if you're into the motorhome side of things and you want to see how the motorhome started, where people were going, etc., and what progressed in motorhome design and manufacture, go and buy the book. It's a history press, and also available on Amazon and the booksellers, I believe, to pre-order. So please keep subscribing, and I'm off because it's now getting for tea time, and I just hope we've got something good for tea tonight. Actually, I know I could do with a cup of tea. All this talking, you know, makes you really dry. Bye for now. Thanks a lot for watching.